Hello, this is going to be a test run for recording iRacing. In a couple months, hopefully, when AI comes to iRacing, I'm going to be doing a season mode, and I'll be recording the races and putting them up on YouTube. So in order to get ready for that, I'm going to be recording this race, putting it up. This race was run Thursday, July 4th. Daytona race, 4th of July weekend, Xfinity cars. I was the number one in this race on that blue and white Oreo car over there. And I ended up winning this race. So I'm going to take a look at this, what happened in this race, how I ended up winning it, which I really shouldn't have, and just generally broadcast it, kind of. So we'll see how it goes, and yeah, hopefully everything's working. I'm not going to be focusing on myself the whole race. I'm going to be trying to do the race as a whole, so I'll be up front a little bit. But there are things that happen around me that I'll focus on, like when cautions happen, I'll focus on how I got through it. And wow, those paint schemes do not look clean. The numbers are all messed up. I'll have to figure out a way to fix that, because that's not good enough. That 16 looks terrible. Coming out of turn 4 to get the green flag. This is a 40-lap race. Fixed series, so everybody's got the same setup. Pace car's off and the green. Everybody's rolling. Already 3 wide back in the pack near me. That Budweiser number 11, he makes it 3 wide a couple times in this race, and it was a little bit contentious among the other drivers. Nobody else liked it, and he didn't give a shit what we liked. So, coming to complete the first lap, 17 car out in front. Looks like a teammate in the 7 car started alongside front row with him. I believe those two worked together most of the race, but of course right now they can't get in line behind each other. And that 11 car, he shot to the front quick. He didn't qualify. I think he started like 12th or 13th place. And he got up to 6th place real quick, but he nowhere to go after that. Everybody's just kind of feeling it out, getting used to what's going on. I didn't really want to push it too hard because I don't particularly like Daytona and Talladega. I just wanted to kind of hang back, hopefully avoid wrecks. I didn't get up and push anybody at the front. But I saw the outside line was moving, so I wanted to get used to trying to make moves a little bit. Got up in the line with it, tried to help it out. As 11 tried to make it 3 wide, and we let him back into line. And nope, he gets sent out to the outside. 7 car leads this lap, ahead of the teammate in 17. Back and forth, can't really get in line with each other just yet. '18 and 12 have been pushing them hard, making sure they can't get in line with each other to hold out the front. Front 2 get clear. 7 almost had a hole to get down there. As 18 makes a move to the outside, he's going for the lead. Takes the lead at the line. He gets clear at 17. Back down to the bottom. Cars dropping out of the pack at the back there. They were all over the place down there. They couldn't really get formed up to have a 15 or 20 car pack. It's mostly pack of about 10 at the front, and then everybody else just hanging on. 7 cars to the lead. He got by on the outside. He's going to lead this lap. It's looking like right now the outside lane moves past, and then they jump down to the bottom and they get the lead, and they get past immediately. Here comes the 6 car to take the lead, getting pushed by the 21 and me. 6 moves down to the bottom, and 21 gets the outside of him to pass him as well. And 21 drops down, so I'm now the leader of the outside lane, as the 11 car makes it 3 wide in the center and turns the 5 into the 6. Big wreck. Big wreck down there. The 11's still spinning down there. Let's go back and watch that from a different angle. So the 11 car, pretty sure that's the 11. No, that's the 11. He gets a run on the outside line. He tries to thread it to the center and didn't have enough room really. Turns the 6 and the 5 around. Does a bunch of damage to himself. Let's see what happens to those two. 15 gets taken out as well. Big damage for him. Just a blimp view. I was ahead of this wreck, thankfully, although I did end up second place. Wasn't the leader at the time. 17 barely squeezed through there. All these cars. 19. Catch back up to the leader under caution. The pace car. I end up pitting here. Not a lot of the cars do. I just done a cup race where I didn't have enough fuel to make it to the end, so I came in just for fuel to make sure I had enough, even though on the base mount you have enough to make it in Xfinity, but I didn't want to trust it. I ended up pulling up onto the track before turn 1 because I forgot about the pit road exit, so I got a black flag into line penalty, so I came back in anyways to get tires. Missed my pit stall, so that's alright. Restart at the rear of the field. don't get too close coming up to green. I think there's going to be another huge wreck here, so I just lay back a little bit. Don't want to push it too hard coming to green. Let me go ahead and move. Nope, other way. Back to the leaders up here. 7 and 17 getting lined up. They're going to be able to work together and drive to the front. 11 making it 3 wide again on a start. '16 pulls out of line to go to the rear. '12 to the lead in the outside lane. He drops down as well. Everybody keeps doing that this race. And didn't work out earlier. Outside line needs a big run again. 18 side by side with 12. 3 really pushing a lot better than the 7 is. They get clear to the lead. 18 is your new leader. I'm in the back here at this point, trying to get back up to the front. So I expected the wreck to happen on that first 2 laps of the restart. The 9 car on the outside line, I'm pretty sure he had some damage. So they're pushing it as hard as you can, but they're not really catching up to the leaders. And everybody in the inside line is backing up, trying not to get too close. So kind of got stuck behind them for a little bit. '11 makes it 3 wide and gets kicked out of line because he keeps doing that and nobody's liking him. '14 car gets the lead from the outside line. And get another lead change from the outside. '18 pulled out to the outside. He's going to try and go for the lead again. He gets the lead at the line. So not officially a lead change. Field gets formed back up. About 12 or so cars all grouped together. '18 and '14 really worked well together this race. I talked about it a bit at the end. But fortunately for them, they're not able to hold on to the lead and close out the win, as you'll see later on. But they were pushing together at the front for a lot of this race. 18, probably the strongest car in this 6 setup race. He really knew what it took to stay out front. See the outside line not getting formed up now because of that 9 car on the outside line. He said he was full throttle. He wasn't lifting much, and he was falling back. He couldn't stay on the back of the 17. Coming up on the lapped car here. He stays on the bottom. Got to go 3 wide around him. Some more lapped cars coming up. 5 car on the outside line now. See a couple cars at the back lined up, barely hanging on to the draft. Mostly just hanging out at the front here, side by side, nobody really gaining or losing anything. Really pushing hard. I wonder if he's trying to get clear of that 21 so he can go to the outside and get some air to his engine. '21 gets a good push. He gets side by side with the 18. Fortunately, it's not enough to get to the front just yet. To catch up to another lapped car. He's going to take the outside line here through the tri-oval again. Cars at the back have caught up. Whenever he's on the screen, I take a look at that 11 Budweiser car. Coming up this lap. I'm pretty sure it's this lap. He's going to make all of us mad. I see here they make it 3 wide in front of me. I back off because there was a lapped car in front of us here. And I didn't want to be 3 wide with the 9 when we caught up to the lapped car, as the 11 makes it 3 wide with me and then with the 9. He was really pushing it as we're coming up to a lapped car. He just shot from the back of the pack all the way to 3rd in the outside line and made everybody mad on the way. Outside's getting a run here. Inside is trying to push to stay out in front. Nine cars really hanging out high in the corners. '14 car moves to the outside and they take the lead of that line. He's going to get the push from the 21. Put a nose out front for now. And he gets clear. Does he drop down in front of him? He does, entering the corner. 14 to the lead. This is just past halfway. Lap 24 of 40. been pretty calm so far at the start of this race. We had the one incident with the 11 going 3 wide through the tri-oval. And this is the point where a lot of drivers have been yelling at him, and it was probably 4 or 5 laps straight of him going back and forth with somebody about how he's out here racing and nobody else is, because he's the only one trying to make it 3 wide. And 14 car blinks at the front of the field, but no issues, he gets it going again. Outside line's falling back a little bit, but the 21 has stayed up there at the front of it for mostly this entire run. I believe there's another lapped car coming up in front of us now. We're going to have to go 3 wide around. 18 shoots to the outside to try and go for the lead. There's left cars going to the outside. Another one in the 23 that blinks as we go past him. Not the best sight in the world. '18 and 21 make it to the front. 21 finally gets to the bottom after being on the outside line for that entire time. He moves right back up to the top. Doesn't want to be behind anybody in this race, and 17 makes it 3 wide around him. It's not the best move for that 17 car because nobody's going to want to go with him. '17 drops her back to the outside line as the 21, 19, and 12 are now at the front of that line. '12 pulls to the outside. I think that's just to get air. He wasn't trying to make a move. He gets back in line for the corner. A lot of guys' temperatures were getting high at this point. A lot of guys pulling out to get some air on the straightaways, whether it's below the yellow line or to the outside near the wall. Another lapped car coming up on the tri-oval. '11 car pulls out of line here, and I had a run on him when he went to do so, so I got to the outside of him and he had to let off and get back. Cost me some momentum because I actually tried to let him back in line, but he accepted that he was going to move back. Catch back up to the inside line. Thankful nobody pulled down in front of me. '14 pulls to the outside. 14 and 18 up at the front again. They're pushing each other really good through this race. Three car bumps in the corner, gets it loose, and 3 and 14 wreck. Everybody but the leader is in it. Whole field piles up. So taking a look at this from the chopper cam, entering the corner, the 3 car bumped the 18. At the same time, 21 bumped the 14. 3 tries to get back in line, but I couldn't let him in. 3 and 14 get spun simultaneously, and the whole field piles into it. Not many cars without damage at this point. So some cars farther back, you see how they got into it. I wanted to be on somebody else. So after the 3 car bumped the 18, he had to lift a little bit to try not to wreck. I didn't have enough time to lift and stay behind him with the 17 directly on my bumper. And I'll show you that from cockpit view here. I didn't really have anywhere to go. I just had to hope that the 3 car stayed above me once I got under him. I ended up second out of this, coming to the line. And right here, I'm going to do this for your chase cam. So, unfortunately for the 18 car, he got through it without damage. There was probably only 5 cars that did. I got just a tiny bit on my right side. Catching up to the pace car here. This is with 10 laps to go. 3 cars coming in. Can't get it woed down in time. Heavy damage to the back of the 18 car here. Let's do this cockpit view again from what I saw here. You can see in my mirror. I'm actually not going to be able to see in my mirror. So the car is catching up as we reach the pace car. $18 heavy damage on the spoiler. He's pissed right now. Very, very pissed at the 3 car because he had this race won with how many other cars had damage. Instead now he's got to come into the pits, give up the lead. So he comes in to get his damage repaired. I stay out. A bunch of other cars come in to get their damage repaired. And it ends up only being me and one other car who stay out. Everybody else pit. 2 car back there with damage is the only other car that stayed out. So I'm feeling good right now. I stay out. I inherit the lead after really bad luck for the 18 car. But I know I don't have a lot of experience leading at Daytona. So pretty much all that I'm going to focus on doing is staying on the yellow line and not letting anybody under me, even though I've seen the outside line work very well throughout this race. Let's go ahead and get them as they're coming to green. Out of 4 here. So we restart with the 20 car in third, the 9 In fourth, the 18, with his damage repaired, restarting fifth. His damage is still kind of there, but we get the green flag, start rolling. All these cars with damage. Get the green with just 6 laps to go. 2 car on the outside line is really holding him back because of all the damage to his hood. So, bottom line gets clear to start with. 18 pulls out of line. He's thinking he can still win this race, even with that damage to his spoiler. Four car pulls out of line as well after getting clear of the 18. Pulls back in. 5 laps to go. Outside line is getting formed up. And while this was going on, some cars got black flagged on the start. Actually, let's just go to Chopper. And they had to make a pass-through penalty that lap. So they have to come into the pits and come back out onto the racetrack here. And they're going to pull out next lap right in front of us. Outside line still trying to get formed up. They go 3 wide with the 18 in the center. And they get formed back up. So they're still trying to figure out what's going on with them. Who's going to go well. As we see this in front of us. And 3 lapped cars trying to go 3 wide in front of the pack coming out of the pits. So we have to go split everybody. It really screws up the entire line behind us. They have to get single file. Everybody's lifting. They all lose a ton of momentum. And with 3 laps to go, we're single file. So now the outside line has to get reformed again. And they don't have a whole lot of time to do it. I've seen the outside line work really well this whole race. So I was just waiting for it to work and waiting for them to come flying by. Coming to 2 to go here. 20 car still in second, 4 car in third, 7 car in fourth. Outside line starting to move with the 8 and 18 coming up. But it's just the 7 of us at the front. We lost the draft because of everybody having to lift going around those lapped cars. 4 car moves to the outside. They're making their move now. And the 8 car decides to go 3 wide around him. He had too much momentum. He didn't want to lift. So they're going 3 wide. Really screws up their momentum again. They can't get it going. They can't get it working. The 18 decides to go with the 4 instead of the 8. And they're going to drive to the front together. White flag this lap. So now the outside line is moving. They're finally getting their run out together. I see them coming, but I decide not to move up. Hopefully the damage on the front of the 4 car kept them back just enough to where I didn't think they'd get past me. And at this point, I wanted the 20 to be stuck behind me, because he hadn't been pulling out too much. And at this point, he had been following me too much. His engines were too hot. He blew his engine from temps too high, coming out of 4 to get the checkered flag. I win the race. Nobody even close. Check out this wreck. The back 20 car pushed me for so long to the front, and it just killed his race. He blows his engine, field stacks up, everybody wrecking, nowhere to go with one guy with no power. He's flipping, sent in the air, blows his engine in turn 3, and almost makes it to pit road before his car stops flipping. Nothing much these guys could have done. Everybody was not going to lift. Let's take a look at 18 car. Could have had a chance at the win if he didn't get rear-ended onto that last caution. Instead, he gets sent in the wall. Nowhere you could have gone. Four car on the outside line. 20 blows his engine. He gets shoved out, but he gets clear of the wreck. And in his mirror, he just sees cars flipping. But he still can't get to me as they come to the checkered. Got some congratulations as I come back around. Fireworks going off on the backstretch. Come to do my celebration. This was my first Xfinity win. It's my first win at Daytona or Talladega. The first win is the number one as well. Come by to get the checkered flag. Flagman's still waving it. Tried to do a drag strip burnout, but lost the nose. Decided to just burn it up against the fence. I decided to pull around towards victory lane like I always did in the NASCAR games from EA. There's victory lane over there. Pull it in towards the stall and park it. And that was the race. Hopefully this recording went well, and see you guys when AI comes.